Greetings, yogis. Welcome back. We have a wonderful practice in store today. We're combining some yin yoga aspects and clearing the second chakra. Unroll your mat, grab some blocks. I'll see you right back here. Hello again. We'll start in a seated position or semi-seated position, extending out your right leg on the mat. Bring your left foot to the inner right thigh. I know this looks like Janu Shirshasana, but as a yin yoga stretch, we're looking at half dragonfly. Feel free to prop under the left knee if you choose, if you want to put a blanket or something to give yourself a little bit of height, if that helps to support your hip. Fine to do that. Walk your hands out over the right leg. If you can easily grab your right foot, grab the foot. You're certainly welcome to use a strap or a belt to do the same, or let your hands rest on the leg. So in yin yoga, it's designed, the poses are all designed to be done while the body is cold. That's a wonderful thing, so we don't have to worry about heating up too much before we get here. And the other aspect that I particularly like in yin yoga, your hands frequently are resting on your body. That's done by design to help keep the energy moving through the body. Right, so we're not letting energy escape the body. We're trying to use the energy, harness it to help encourage recovery, right? Restoring the body. Whatever that recovery might look like. It could be physical, just running, after running a running workout, hello. Right? Any kind of physical workout. It can also just be mental, right? Maybe you need to unwind a little bit. And the energy helps to calm the mind, calm the body. So just let the shoulders relax a little bit. If the right knee needs to bend, you certainly can bend it. You can even roll up a blanket under the right knee. Let's take another 2 or 3 deep breaths right here. Coming out nice and easy. Walk your hands in as you return upright. We'll switch the legs, extending your left leg, bending up at the right knee, and bring your right foot to the inner left thigh. Same thing, walk your hands out along the left leg. Maybe they rest on the leg. Maybe if it's easy to grab the foot, or use a strap if you prefer. And of course, please modify your practice as it makes sense for you today. And your half dragonfly stretch is also a hip opening stretch. And that's where we get into clearing, rebalancing the second chakra. That's your sacral chakra, that's Svadhistana Chakra. Especially this time of year in winter, we tend to hunker down and stay in, and it's cold outside. We want to just eat heavy foods and stay where it's warm and binge some Netflix. And that's good in moderation, right? The downside of that, if we overdo it, we tend to feel stuck. It can tip the scales and make us feel a little depressed. So reawakening the second chakra, clearing it, rebalancing it, helps to get the energy flowing, the creative juices flowing, right? It helps to improve your emotional health. So lots of that going on today in our practice. Let's take another full breath right here. And bring the hands back in, returning upright, extending both legs out. Separate your feet wide. I'm going to turn and face you here, coming into full dragonfly pose. So separating the feet wide, and a blanket comes in handy here if you want to use it. If you're super loosey-goosey in the hips, you don't have to do that. But if sitting tall happens to be challenging, take the blanket, slide it right under your sit bones, then extend the legs out. Just a little bit of a lift here. And let your hands rest on the legs. Lengthen forward, relax the head down. And again, if it's easy to do so, you can grab onto your feet, your toes, or just let your hands rest on the legs. This doesn't have to be a super deep stretch where you bring your torso to the mat like you would in a Vinyasa Upavishta Konasana, but you certainly can. Let's take another 2 or 3 deep breaths right here. One more. And once again, we're sliding the hands back in as we return upright. Head up last, then shuffle the feet back together. Shuffle, shuffle. Let's come onto our hands and knees. Let's take a brief downward facing dog. Soften the knees, look forward. Walk or hop your feet to the front. Fold over the legs when you get there and separate your feet wide toward the edges of the mat. And let the knees soften a little bit. Take your hands to opposite elbows and just hang over the legs. You can micro bend the knees or bend them up as much as you like. Sway a little if that feels good. Let's take one more breath. Switch the hands so the opposite rests on top. Relaxing the arms toward the mat, then roll up slow to stand. Press down as you come all the way up. Soften the shoulders, keep the feet where they are. Inhale, sweep the arms around. Urdhva Hastasana, reach. Exhale, dive right over the legs, soften the knees. You'll lift the chest and send the left leg back into lizard pose. So both hands are inside the right foot. Lower the back knee down. Let the hips sink in a little bit if there's room. And if it feels good to do so, roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Just waking up the hips a little bit more. And let's take another full breath. Keep the back knee down. We'll straighten the front leg, coming into a modified half split pose. Hold for a full breath. And re-bending up at the right knee. Lift the back knee up and step your left foot to the outside of the left hand. Angle the toes out a little bit here. Sink the hips down. Come into a brief Malasana squat pose. You can bring the palms together at the heart. Take one more deep breath. We'll lower hands, fingertips to the mat, lift the sit bones back up. Now the right foot steps back into lizard, both hands inside the left foot. Lower your back knee down on the mat, keep the chest lifted, let the hips sink into the stretch. And again, if you get something out of it, you can roll to the little toe side of your left foot. That might help wake up the outer hip. Again, if it doesn't do anything for you, don't do it. Let's give it another full breath. Keeping your back knee on the mat, we'll straighten the left leg, modified half split, one breath. And bending up at the left knee, lift the back knee off the mat, step the right foot outside the right hand, Malasana. Sink the hips down, bend the knees deep. Chest up, one more breath. We'll bring hands, fingertips back to the mat, lift the sit bones up and heel toe the feet all the way together until the toes and heels are side by side. Sit deep in chair pose, Utkatasana, lift the arms and bring the prayer to the heart. Keep the hips down, take a twist, go to the right as you hook the left elbow. Lift the chest, try reaching thumbs at the heart center, one breath. And we'll come back to center, fold over the legs, relax the head down, hands down. Send the left leg back in a low lunge. We're coming into warrior two. Turn the back heel flat to the mat, come up, windmill the arms out around, look over the right middle finger. Let's give it another full breath. We'll reverse the warrior, sweeping the right arm over. Come into a brief side angle, lower the right arm and sweep the left arm around. We'll reverse again, drop the left arm back, right arm comes over, side angle, lower, sweep the left arm around. We'll do one more like that. Drop the left arm back and reverse. Side angle, sweep the left arm. Good, coming back up to warrior two. We'll straighten the front leg, turn the right toes in, face the left side of the room. Now, option, you can keep the arms reaching out as you swan dive over the legs, or if you like the shoulder opener, interlace fingers behind the back. Keep the chest lifted and you can swan dive this way, leading with the crown of the head toward the mat. Sit bones high. Relax the toes without locking your knees here. So make sure you keep a micro bend. Keep the breath nice and steady. One more time. And we'll release both hands toward the mat, lifting the chest. Skandasana, let's go to the right. Bend the right knee, stretch the left leg, one breath. And we'll go to the back of the mat, hands down, come up, pass through and go left. One breath. We'll come back to center. Hips up, parallel the feet just to transition, hands onto the waist and flat back, press up, slow to stand. There we go. Coming up, readjust the feet, bring them in a little bit, angle the toes out. Let's get a nice goddess pose going. Bend up at the knees, make sure your knees line up over the heels. Shoulders over the hips, tailbone down. Reach the arms out. Keep the arms parallel to the floor as you bend up at the elbows. Press down, inhale, lift into star. Exhale, sit, goddess. Two more, inhale. Exhale. One more. We'll reverse back to warrior two, come up, change the feet, transition, right toes out, bend the knee, one breath. Now reverse warrior, sweep the right arm over and back. Low lunge, lower your hands to the mat, turn on the back toes. Take your right hand into the right foot, walk the right foot over a little, grab another lizard pose stretch, chest up. I'm keeping the back knee up here, one breath. And let's downward facing dog, press back. Option, if you want to take your plank chaturanga up dog, you can. or you can skip. We'll take one more breath. Lifting up the right leg nice and high. Exhaling, step the right foot outside the right hand. Step your left foot outside the left hand, Malasana. Bend the knees, palms to prayer, tailbone down, chest up, one breath. And lower your hands, fingertips to the mat. Lift the sit bones up and bring your feet all the way together, toes and heels side by side. Bend the knees deep, Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring the palms to prayer. Now twist left, hook the right elbow, outside the left leg, chest up, thumbs at heart center, look over the shoulder, one breath. Inhaling, return to center. Exhaling, dive over the legs, head down, send the right leg back in low lunge. Setting up warrior two, back heel flat to the mat, windmill the arms out and around as you come up, look over the left middle finger, one breath. We'll move a little bit with the breath. Inhale, reverse the warrior, left arm sweeps over. Exhale, side angle, Parsva Konasana, sweep the right arm around. Reverse again, inhale, come up. Exhale, side angle, one more time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, ankle. Inhale, coming back up. Warrior two, straighten out the left leg, turn the left toes in, facing the right side of the room. Again, you can keep the arms reaching out as you swan dive over the legs, or you can interlace fingers behind the back and stretch the arms overhead for the shoulder opener. I am going arms out on this time, just to do something a little bit different. Dive, keep the breath moving, keep the legs strong. Lower the head toward the mat, sit bones up, soften shoulders out of the ears, and let the legs work. Let's take another deep breath or two. We'll meet somewhere in the center with hands on the mat, lifting the chest, Skandasana, side left, go left. Side lunge, go left. Bend the left knee, stretch the right leg, one breath. And then we'll come through center and go to the right, back of the mat. One breath. And we'll come back to center. Hips up, parallel the feet, bring hands to the waist, flat back, press up, slow to stand. And when you get here, setting up goddess pose, readjust the feet, bring them in a little bit, angle the toes out, bend the knees deep, knees over heels, shoulders over hips. Reach the arms out, bending up at the elbows, press down, inhale to star as you lift, exhale, goddess. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Good. Lifting into Star Warrior 2, transition back to the front. Bend deep through the left knee, look over the left middle finger. We'll reverse the warrior, sweep the left arm over. Low lunge, hands to the mat. Turn on the back toes and take your left hand inside the left foot, walk the left foot over. Keep the back knee lifted or lowered, up to you. We're only here for one more breath. And down dog, step back. You can hold or flow through. Completely up to you. One more breath. From our down dog, we'll inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step the left foot outside the left hand. Step the right foot outside the right hand. Angle the toes out a little, Malasana, bending deep through the knees. Palms together. We'll hold this a little bit longer. Feel free, if you like, you can stay here. If you want to add a shoulder stretch, take the right hand in front of the right foot, sweep the left arm up. You can also take a bind here, wrap the left arm around the lower back, keep the chest lifted. Full bind if it's in your practice. If you want to go, wrap the right arm around, take your hands together. You can even use a strap to do this. You would have to take the strap in your left hand to wrap it around and catch it with the right. One more breath. Return to center, come back. We'll go the other way. If you did the first side, try the second side. Left hand in front of the left foot, right arm up. And again, you can hold it here or wrap the right arm, half bind. Wrap the left arm full bind if that's in your practice. Take your time, deep breaths. One more. Return to center. Lower hands, fingertips to the mat, lift the chest. Heel toe the feet a little closer together until they're hip width distance. We'll add a little Padangusthasana, grabbing big toes. In Yogi Toe Lock, lift the chest, inhale. Exhale, head down, keep the sit bones lifting. You can modify here in ragdoll pose if you prefer, with your hands holding opposite elbows. One more deep breath. Press down, inhale, lift the chest, releasing out your toes, bring hands to the waist, and with a flat back, press up slow to stand. Coming up, up, up. Keep the hands on the waist. Let's do a little tree pose, Vrikshasana. Standing tall, shift your weight to the right leg, turn the left toes out. Maintaining your gaze on your drishti, that's your focal point. Step the left foot inside the right leg. Bring the palms together. Press down, inhale, lift the arms, separate the hands. Relax the shoulders, keep the arms strong. One more breath. We'll return the palms to prayer at the heart, lower the left leg. Switch sides, shift your weight, turn the right toes out. Finding your drishti again, in case you've lost it. Step the right foot in, above or below the knee. Avoid the knee directly. Palms to prayer, tailbone down, chest up. Lift the arms, separate the hands. One more breath. Palms to prayer, lower the right leg down. Big inhale, sweep the arms around. Exhale, dive over the legs, Padahastasana, the feet hip width distance. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the fronts of the feet, slide the hands under, and drop the toes down, head down as you fold. Or come into ragdoll again if you choose. If you're in ragdoll, switch the hands so the opposite hand will be on top. Let's give it another full breath. Inhaling, lift the chest. Exhaling, releasing out the hands. Step back into plank pose. Just send the feet back. Come onto your hands and knees. Come to stand on your knees. We'll do a little Ustrasana, camel pose. Slide your fingertips in, roll up. head up last. Soften the shoulders, separating your knees, making sure they're at least hip-width distance apart. You can tuck or untuck the toes, hands to the lower back, fingertips point down, thumbs on the outsides, hips forward, tailbone down. That's to help avoid compressing the lower back, chest up, shoulders back, head back. If you want to go for it, take one hand at a time to your heels to work it a little bit deeper, but keep the hips forward, chest up, head back. Even though this is more of a solar plexus, Manipura chakra stretch, we're still getting the energy moving up from Svadhistana, up along the chain to move the energy a little bit more through the body. And this is a great way to do that Ustrasana. Keep the breath moving. One more. Then one hand at a time to your lower back, coming back up. Have a seat on your heels. You can always put a block between the feet if you choose. If you need, you can also just sweep the legs around, take a cross-legged seat if that is more reasonable. Hands to the legs, palms down. You can keep the eyes open or closed, and if you choose, option to bring the palms together, thumbs at your third eye point. We're just letting the energy settle a little bit. One more breath here. Releasing the hands down, separate your knees, keep the toes together, child's pose. Walk the hands out. You can, if you prefer, wrap the arms back behind you. If your arms are reaching forward, maybe turn the palms up. Let's take another deep breath or two. And slide the hands in, lift the head up. Return to hands and knees. Pigeon pose, bring the right knee through. Readjust your foot, sit tall, chest up. Modify on the back if you need. Lengthen the spine, then walk the hands out. Take another deep breath or two. Slide the hands back, lift the head up. Ardha Matsyendrasana, bring the right knee straight to the middle. Slide the left knee up behind the right. Feet reaching out to the sides, clear a path to sit down. The right leg crosses over the left. You can straighten the left leg if you prefer to dial it back. Twist to the right. Hold for a full breath. Come back to center, little counter stretch, go left. Return to the middle. Come on to hands and knees. Let's switch the sides. Bring the left knee through for pigeon. Right leg back, sit tall, modify as you need. Lengthen, hips level. Reach the arms out, head down. Another deep breath or two. And releasing, hands in, head up. Ardha Matsyendrasana, slide the left knee through the middle, bring the right knee up behind the left. Feet reach out to the sides. Sit back, left leg crosses over. You can straighten the right leg if you choose. Twist to your left and hold for another full breath. Come back to center, little counter stretch. Go right. Come back to the middle, unwrap your legs, lower down onto your backs, hug the knees in, rock a little side to side if you like, coming into maybe happy baby pose, also a yin stretch if that feels good. From here, as we wind down, you can settle into Supta Baddha Konasana, great way to get the energy flowing through our second chakra. Or if you want to go upside down, you certainly can do that. I am going to stay here in our Supta Baddha Konasana today, just to keep with the theme of clearing our second chakra. Let's take another 2 or 3 deep breaths wherever you are. If you're upside down, lower out, take a counter stretch. If you're in Supta Baddha Konasana like I am, fold the knees in. You can drop your knees to the right, arms out, look left, 1 breath. Come back to center, drop your knees left, turn your gaze to the right, 1 breath. Center it back out, hug the knees in wherever you are. Bring your forehead to the knees, and exhale, release the legs out, the arms out, the palms up, settling into your Shavasana. Close your eyes, letting go of any Ujjayi breath. Settle back into space, letting go of movement, letting go of the practice, just letting the body do what it needs to do right now. Resting, better integrating the benefits of your efforts today from practice. Enjoy these few moments of stillness.